It seems that we're live. Welcome, everyone,
Right.
to the
Welcome.
semifinals of Shader Showdown. Today, with me, we have a Ferris. He managed to resurrect his laptop. Say hello, Ferris.
Hello, Ferris.
And we have Kuzma, our resident commentator from also yesterday. Say hello, Kuzma.
Yo. I say yo, not hello.
So, first matchup we have today on the semifinals will be Ryder from Bulgaria up against Cosa from France. Actually, I think he's living in Belgium right now. Should be interesting. What did you guys think of their participation yesterday? Do you have any words on that? Maybe
Phenomenal. Especially to see people who at least I haven't seen compete in these competitions before. It's really cool to see them bring their A game and do something fresh.
Yeah, definitely. I really liked both of their entries, so really looking forward to what's coming up. I guess we should start the countdown, and we can ramble a little bit more about the competitors on the first few minutes. So, Difty, whenever you're ready, please let us know when the countdown begins.
Yep, just in a minute. So...
This is always the scary part as a competitor.
I feel so scared.
Okay, so I'll begin the countdown if both of our competitors are ready.
Yep, go for it.
Yep, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start coding.
Okay. And we're underway. So what else can we say about our competitors? Faris, were you watching despite not being able to commentate yesterday? Is there anything in particular you want to say about any of these guys' performances?
Yeah, I was watching. Admittedly, I was a bit frustrated with the setup problems I had, so I don't remember as much as I would have liked to, unfortunately. So maybe I'm not the best one to say that.
Okay. Kuzma, do you have any lasting memories, or should we just take a look at the questionnaires and make fun of the answers that they said?
No, I don't. My memory is a little bit hazy already. I think about the details. Yeah.
Too much beer, clearly. What about the people on the chat? We have 2K viewers, or almost 2K viewers right now. Would you guys hear yesterday? What is your favorite for this first semifinal of the Shader Showdown? Let us know, make some noise, cheer for your favorite shader coder, I guess.
Yeah, bang your keyboard, whoever keyboard the loudest. That's how we'll decide who the favorite is.
Yep. Slam your keyboard as fast as you can.
It looked like on Ryder's side, he was typing a hit, and for a second there he had jit, and I got excited for a second.
That's something you would be very excited about, isn't it?
Yes.
So both of them just setting up their ray tracing loops. Not very interesting so far.
Yeah, typical marching stuff happening so far.
Yeah, it's very clear what they're going for here. Both doing ray marchers.
For people who just tuned in and weren't here yesterday, does anyone want to give like a short summary of what exactly we're having here? 2 people programming live, a shader. What the hell is a shader? Why is this so interesting for people out there? I guess, Ferris, this is your turn to do it since Kuzma said it yesterday.
First of all, I'd just like to point out in the chat, someone asked how you say shader in French, and I believe we heard that yesterday. Was it shader?
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 Shader.
Shader Showdown.
Shader
Showdown.
Is that like Cocoon's demo series Shad? Is that like the precursor to this?
I guess.
Shad 2.
Shad 3, yeah.
Shad 3.
Okay, so Faris, what the hell are we watching? What is this competition? Why should people be excited about this?
I mean, this is a really cool competition. I think it's one of the scrappier ones in the demo scene due to the time limit. To put it one way. So I mean, the cool thing here is the setup that we actually have is each person is writing a single GPU program, which we call a shader. And in particular, this is a fragment or pixel shader, where this is a program that gets run for every pixel that's on the screen. So all these currently black pixels. Unfortunately, it's a bad example so far. But all these for every one of these pixels, this program that you see in front of you gets run, and that generates an image. So as inputs, you'll get you can see geofrag chord in the middle of the screen there on both the competitor sides. and that determines the position of the pixel on the screen, for example. And you can see they divide that by the resolution and do some other mathematical magic with it. But yeah, it's really cool because even with just this very minimal setup and the very powerful GPUs that we have today, you can do quite a lot of stuff per pixel and make some pretty amazing images, as we saw yesterday and in previous competitions.
Yeah, definitely. Music is being provided by Roni, by the way. Give it up for Roni, everyone, to enjoy the sound of Roni.
Yeah, I just want to also point out as a comment to what Jake just said, that how the GPU accelerated ray tracing is coming these days. Well, we're in the demo scene, we've been doing this for years.
Yeah, indeed. And there's a lot of reasons for that. One of them is that we have a lot of the math that we need to do that, provided by the GPUs themselves. But actually, beyond that, there isn't that much more. It's some basic math functions. I saw some comments about after the 64K Meteorics were announced on Twitch. People were saying like, "Oh, I wish there was a competition where we didn't have all this microcode on the GPUs." But it's actually fairly minimal what we get from the GPUs. I mean, we get a lot of horsepower, but in terms of the actual code, we write it all pretty much by hand.
Yeah, that's true. There's not a huge standard library or anything like that. Just basically some mathematical functions that are hard to generalize over a lot of GPU architectures without doing it at a little bit high level.
Yeah.
So,
we have the first effect on screen. Cosa mentality kicks the hostility off with some, I don't know what the hell to call this. It looks cool though. Like nice background.
It looks like
sort of plasma effect.
Yeah. I think plasma is pretty appropriate. All of that.
I just want to note or point out that I think we have the same PAL function in Ryder's shader as
Floppy
last time.
pasted from IQ's notes, I think. At some point he wrote this PAL function to have a linear smooth transition between the different colors, and I think pretty much everyone who does Shader Showdown just memorizes that short function to make sure that there aren't any abrupt changes in your color gradients.
I see.
Nice rotation coming up from Cosa mentality. It's really doing some interesting stuff already.
Yeah, it looks like you took that initial function and stuck it in a loop, added some rotation.
If I believe correctly, yesterday he already had a very rotating-oriented shader. He had those lines that then started to do like stroboscopic mayhem, whatever you want to call it, that ended up quite cool. So I guess he's going for something similar this time.
So in the chat says, using the encoder to obfuscate your DLSL code, good idea. Hell on the screen.
Yeah, this is pretty bad on the screen.
If you can't see it, you can't judge me. Talking about judging, you can go to pm.revision/party.net/voting. Actually, that's hyphen, not a slash. You have the URL on your screens right there. And go vote. Important that you vote. Don't forget to vote. The voting is only open until 30 seconds after this matchup happens. So keep updating your votes throughout the competition. 18 minutes in already. A lot of time still for people to do something. Ryder doesn't have anything yet working on the screen, but he's working on it. Can you guys make any heads or tails of what Ryder is trying to achieve here?
Looks like some still pretty basic marching setup. One thing that I'm actually somewhat surprised to see is that it looks like he has proper frustum setup code on line 36 there, with actually calculating the view angle and everything. So I think that's pretty funny.
I don't think that is it, because this is in the map function, so this is 3D coordinate space already.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I probably saw Tana mix it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, then maybe that's some kind of distortion. Yeah, Q is P.
I think it's
some other kind of point, and then looks like he does some rep. Is that repetition stuff? I'm not sure. Maybe that's some polar rotation or some kind of crazy thing.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see angular rotation going on here from the ATAM and stuff in here.
Some other minor quiz notes. What is your favorite demo? Ryder said that it's Until by FMS Cat. So FMS Cat, I see you on the chat. You should be rooting for Ryder right now.
Do you have to do that? Is that a...
Stuff,
You have to. If they like your demo, you have to root for them. Didn't you get that memo?
Oh, we have something on screen now.
Yep.
It's kind of dark and gloomy.
It's some non-linearity.
Yeah.
That's why you needed the frustum code for.
Yeah. quote unquote.
And the favorite demo from Cosa is About Us by Still. So anyone from Still on the chat, you have to vote for Cosa or root for him at least.
Yeah, I would just like to say I also loved both of those demos. About Us was this really cool concept piece with a lot of crazy stuff going on the screen, and Until had a ton of this like fake UI interface kind of stuff where it was just tons of stuff happening on the screen. It was really cool to see in a 64K no less.
So Cosa is really leaning into the not very encoder-friendly aesthetics.
Yeah, definitely taking a Finnish approach here.
And if you have epilepsy, I guess you can't really see the rest of this showdown. You'll have to wait for the next round, which will be between Floppy and Evil in about 15 minutes, 16 minutes.
Yeah, so we're closing up on the 15-minute mark, so almost halfway through this round, and I'm still excited to see what Ryder's gonna do. The little stuff we saw wasn't very revealing yet, I think. And I can't really
hard to say.
Yeah, I can't say that the code is very easy to tell either. I see he accumulates some glow per iteration, so I'm guessing he's gonna have some distance space glowing on his object.
Yeah, with some custom fall off instead of just a linear iteration count over max.
Yeah, using one divided or like something divided by squared distance. So like gravity-ish, I guess.
Yeah, 10 minutes in, you should start having something on screen. Like Ryder is struggling a little bit with his code, or if he has a master plan. On the other hand, we've seen people like Hardy that just types the whole thing in and then just presses enter and the whole scene is ready. Like spends 15 minutes typing, so maybe Ryder is one of those.
Yeah, very different approach. It looks like Cosa I thought I saw some marching setup, but so far it's been, I guess, maybe just some test stuff, or maybe this is the shader as well.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused about that as well, because I expected to see something looking a bit more 3D.
Yeah, I did as well from the initial code.
But looking at it now, I don't really see.
He deleted it. He went for another approach.
Yeah, which I'm also happy to see. I think it's fun to see a lot of different kinds of approaches. Especially, I always love when you get like a 2D shader versus a 3D shader in these competitions.
I think
Very hard
actually,
to judge as well, because like completely different approaches, completely different aesthetics, so it really makes our job a lot harder.
looking at the code again, I actually think I was just tricked by the variable or the function called RD. I'm thinking of like a ray direction thing.
Yeah, it's pretty typical. Oh, Ryder.
Ryder stepped it up.
Is that a fractal?
I think it's a lot of space holding.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Reminds me of that fight demo with music by Dune.
Yeah, kind of like a fractal of spheres or something.
Wow. Very interesting stuff.
Geometry. I like the translucent look with the glow.
Yeah.
But I guess is that everything that gets accumulated here? It looks like there's no actual hit. It just accumulates.
Guys on the chat, I know you're rooting for Prodigy. Let the voodoo start. Let us know what you think of these two guys. 13 minutes in, what is your favorite so far? Don't forget to vote. Go to the page, update your vote constantly.
The Cosa has added some depth to his shader.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of crazy height map.
Yeah, it looks neat. I'm often a fan of like 2D effects that look 3D.
Yeah, it's cool
So I wonder if that's what's going on here, but yeah.
Why even like a voxel of some sort?
Yeah, kind of like a voxel thing.
It reminds me of there was it was NBC in 2008, I think, and it was an MFX demo. I gotta find the name of it, but it looked really similar, where they had this like 2D stuff that looked 3D.
Like a faces with faces.
Inflorescence,
like
it was called.
Oh, inflorescence.
And yes, it was
You're
like
thinking about PS, you're thinking about Jackson 5, aren't you?
There are multiple of them that do that, but Jackson's 5 is one of them. Yeah, Jackson 5 is a bit creepy though.
I had the party wrong there too. It was the Intel demo comp of 2008. But yeah, it had some crazy like really like biological looking stuff that was essentially what did they call it? It wasn't bump mapping. It was the thing after that.
Yeah.
Displacement mapping.
Parallax mapping.
Yes, yeah, that was it. Yep. Really popular at the time.
Yeah.
Ryder seems to have much more cohesive geometry now.
Yeah. Yeah, parallax mapping. Whoa. Wow, okay. Playing around with business there.
Range. I know you guys on the stream can't really see much because this is really killing the encoder for you guys. But this is looking really intricate. And it doesn't even have any sync to the music yet. I wonder if they will have time to add some or not.
The sad thing is that the one noisy one kind of ruins the other one also for the encoding.
Yeah.
Oh well. I think talking about MFX has inspired our DJ here.
Oh yes, I see that. Oh, I like the motion. That Ryder has added some cool motion here.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh.
Really sells the effect.
Now it's like some kind of 3D mandala thing.
I love this look, by the way. I really think instead of like actually hitting anything, they just accumulate some kind of nonlinear glow. Yeah. It's kind of iteration glow, but then I think they're tracing through the object, if I'm understanding this correctly.
Yeah, I think
that's really cool.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I like this red twist that Cosa is doing. I wonder if it's just testing like pseudo normals on that.
So I don't know.
Dramatic iteration, pseudo whatever.
We just passed the 10 minutes mark.
All right. Yeah, no, I kind of like it. I think it's a little bit more in line with the music style, the kind of aggressive, grungy look than what Ryder's doing.
And I always love to see that when there's some kind of interaction with the music, even if it's not actual sync. Like there's some kind of synergy. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, cool. Just try to follow the BPM a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of these look really cool already, but they still have 9 minutes and a half to make them even better. Oh my god, they just went to visit psychedelic.
All right.
All the time. My eyes, they're bleeding.
Like the Predator visor kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I like how Ryder has added this sort of motion where it looks like it kind of stops at these different levels. It zooms into this fractally thing.
Yeah, it gives you a nice time to actually take a good look of what's happening. That's a nice little touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the entire video stream is absolutely devolved due to Cosa shader.
Yeah, but even when it's running full screen with Ryder's, it's still pretty blocky here, so I don't know.
That's what they're here for, to kill the encoders.
Yep.
Showdown, after all, is a stress test to any video encoder out there. That's pretty much what it is.
So it seems like it got. Yeah, it seems like it got much better when the text was removed. So I'm guessing it's not gonna be a problem in the end.
Yeah.
For the judging.
Yeah, for the judging.
So a couple folks in the chat have said, "Isn't this a pixel shader?" And I think it's cool to stress that. Indeed, these are pixel shaders. The contestants are writing a program that runs every single pixel. And with a modern GPU, you can do quite a lot with just that very limited setup.
Just to be a moron, or a massive nerd, I'm gonna say it's actually technically speaking a fragment shader and not a pixel shader, because they're using the OpenGL version.
Indeed.
But yes, it is a pixel shader.
I don't know what Ryder did there, but it seems to have some extra perspective now.
Yeah, looking a lot bumpier.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I do like the red highlights and the kind of green shadow stuff.
People on the chat, let us know what is your favorite so far. Make some noise, cheer for these guys, Ryder and Cosa putting it out there. 25 minutes to bleed their code into your screens.
This is a very stressful competition if you guys have ever taken part in one of these.
So it seems like the stream is doing some shouting of the nicknames here. And there seems like one.
Oh no, there's there.
Yeah.
Ryder seems to have a little bit more of the votes than Cosa Mentale, so Cosa Mentale needs to step up on the remaining 6 minutes, catch up with Ryder. Otherwise, he won't be participating on the finals, which will be happening later today. I think it's at 6. Not entirely sure though. We'll have to check the timetable.
I really like the streaks that Ryder has added that goes between the different spheres, kind of.
Yeah, that's cool. And with that rendering style, it's actually okay if the camera goes a bit through them because
Yeah.
you don't just get clipping, you just get different glow.
Yeah. Kind of feels like you're
So-
flying through a haze rather than kind of solid objects. Oh,
Exactly.
whoa. What happened there?
I don't know, but I like it.
I really like it.
Suddenly the geometry gets a lot more fractally.
Yeah.
Just fold the space and everything will look better.
Yeah. And the stream seems to be very happy with the change also.
Yeah.
Yeah, really great stuff we're seeing.
We're reaching the 5-minute mark, 5 minutes left. Cosa Mentale doesn't have is not here hearing us, so we should actually be telling the time that it's missing on the chat. I just realized that. If they're looking at the chat while they're coding.
I hear, right, Cosa Mentale. Alright.
Oh, he's only watching through the stream itself. Twitch.
I really like the big difference between these two. Oh, and now Ryder is like shifting things around a bit or something.
Yeah, I can also see Cosa Mentale is I guess moving like where the perspective comes from, the focal point,
Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
which I think looks really cool. It'll be interesting to see if he can do something that's going to really wow us at this point.
Yeah, I think he has a big disadvantage of the stream killiness of the shader.
Indeed, I think it does look a lot prettier in the shader view than on the stream.
It does indeed. So it has a lot of little details that don't come through. But I also think that Ryder has a very strong shader here.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, with less than 4 minutes left, it's gonna still kind of exciting here.
Folks in the chat asking if coders can hear the stream, and that's actually up to the coders. There's no rules that say they can't watch the stream while this is happening, and just like a live competition, they're normally head-to-head, and they can look at the big screen and see what the other competitors is doing, so it's up to them. They could hear us if they want to. I'm not sure if they actually do, though.
Ryder was hearing us for earlier on, but now he decided to mute us because we're probably being more distracting than useful, which is
Yeah, I can
completely
imagine.
okay. And Cosa Mentale was not here on the voice chat at all, but apparently he's hearing us through the Twitch itself.
So it seems Ryder has kind of stopped diving into the shader and just kind of stays in a constant distance, it seems to me.
Yeah, I see that as well.
Maybe that was just an illusion from how the pattern actually changed rather than the camera moving.
Yeah, it could very well be. I hadn't considered that. Looks like Ryder is a bit stuck.
I think Ryder is done. I mean, I don't know what else I could add to this. It looks so good already.
Yeah, but with 5 minutes left, a lot of things can happen. So
Yeah, I mean,
Still writing
take the
code.
time, test some stuff as long as you can Control Z your way out of it.
Yeah, so he's basically working on timing right now. He's like exploring the time here and yeah.
probably to do some fake.
And now
music.
now he's moving inwards again. So I guess
Okay.
it was just yeah, I guess it's making multi-part or like variations.
Yeah, always a good idea. if
Talking
you have
about
a lot of time
multi-part,
left.
Cosa Mentale is starting to jump around a little bit.
Yeah, it is. Some really crazy momentum going on there.
I like the BPM on it. I'm not sure I'm totally in with the visuals. I kind of liked it better when it was black and white.
Of course you did.
I guess it's yeah. I mean, it's me. I usually like it black and white better, but I mean, it does like it's up to personal taste, I guess.
I like the colors. I'm worried about how it comes through on the stream still, but I don't think there's probably that's not going to change in the next 1.5 minutes.
But I love, again, the contrast of these two shaders. I love seeing a 2D shader go up to head-to-head against a 3D shader.
We have more than 2,500 viewers right now.
I have a feeling that Ryder doesn't know that if you press F11, you can see the background without the text.
And there's 1 minute left.
1 minute left.
1 minute left.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like Ryder is now done and is just enjoying his work.
Hard to blame him. It's a pretty great shader.
Yeah. Yes, and remember to vote, everyone. I think we have the URL at the bottom of the stream. pm.revision-party.net/voting.
Go vote. If you haven't placed your vote yet, you should do it now. If you already did, update it somehow.
It's pretty hard to pick a winner when no one votes, so do your part.
Yeah.
Looks to me
15 seconds left.
Looks to me like Cosa also stopped writing. Yeah.
I feel like Cosmentale added a little more.
5, 4, 3, 2, et 1. Finished.
It's time to wrap things up.
Yep.
Close your keyboards. Well, leave your keyboards. Don't close them. It's kind of hard to close the keyboards. We're done for the first semi-final of today. Don't forget to vote, guys. You still have 30 seconds to vote. To go to the URL that you see on your screen, pm.revision-party.net/voting. It's important to vote. Anything we can add about these particular shaders while we wait for the voting to end? Paris, do you have any last thoughts?
I think both of them are really strong. I can definitely see that on the actual stream, Cosmentale shader isn't coming through as well as it is on the actual shader. There's a lot of like lacking contrast and everything, which I think is actually quite beautiful. So I think that was really cool. And then of course, Ryder had an awesome soft look to his. I'm really pleased to see, especially so fast. So I think they're both really strong.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm very happy to see quite different entries.
Yeah, good game. It's really fun around. I like Cosa
Voting will be closing in about 20 seconds, 15 seconds, and after that we will be going back to the mothership for Detox and Dojo to announce the winner. So we'll be cutting out relatively soon. So see you guys in a couple of minutes for the next round of the semifinals.
And voting is closed.
That was an impressive turnaround, wasn't it?
Yes.
Pretty cool match right there.
Yeah, amazing work from both competitors. So, two completely different approaches, I would say.
Absolutely.
Completely different visuals, but both equally interesting and nice. Yeah.
I love to see the approach that Cosa picked at the beginning, just taking random pixels, blurring them, adding a threshold to get some lava light effect. That is very, very good.
So, I have the votes right here. Don't you want to do the honors?
I will so do the honors.
We are here.
We are there.
Yes.
And so the result is a clear win for Ryder from Bulgaria. Congratulations.
Congrats. Ryder moves on to the final. That's great. Before we get back, we have a short announcement. The fast combo deadline is coming up in 1 hour or more or less 84 minutes and 52 seconds. So get ready, get your entry ready and upload it until 16:30 CEST. So I think while we're waiting to go back to Paris, Dojo, how was your morning so far?
It was beautiful, really. Outside it is really beautiful weather. I enjoy it a lot. Looking out the one window that we left open here.
It's over there. Yeah, I see it.
And I can actually feel the heat radiated from the window blinds.
Yeah.
So it's really warm outside, and I very, very much enjoyed the morning coffee show.
Oh yeah,
we had this morning.
Probably it was noticeable that we weren't fully awake at the beginning, but it's revision. We don't need to apologize for that. It's just what happens.
Do you think anyone else on the stream was fully awake at that time?
I certainly hope not, if they were dancing to Luguber and Scam last night. So
if you were awake, you were doing it wrong.
Yeah. So the compo team is working very hard on getting all the entries ready. It's going to be an interesting day. So I think we're ready to cut back to France. So
let's do that.
Let's do that then.
Welcome everyone to the second round of the semifinals for this revision 2020 Shader Showdown. We will have Floppy versus Evil, a battle of the French with a French accent. And I'm still forbidden to say the F word, but I hope you guys on the chat know. Do you guys know what the F word is that I'm not allowed to say? If you do, please spam the F word. It's important.
It's France.
It's not France, but nice try. Baguette. That doesn't start with an F, but if you say faggot, that's very close to it.
Yeah.
Anyways, we had Ryder winning against Cosa Mentale. That was awesome to witness. And now we have Floppy versus Evil. Difty, whenever you're ready, please give us the countdown for the coders to start doing their magic.
I just want to point out that the stream knows what's up. The chat, I mean. Sorry.
Yep. So back to the main scene. So I'm giving the countdown, and I think I have to tell Luguber if you guys can do in text chat the countdown for Luguber, I would be really grateful.
He's listening here, so whenever you say, he will start playing sound.
That's perfect. So, you guys ready? 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
DJ, spin that shit.
And here we go.
So, Floppy versus Evil. What did you guys think of both these people's participation yesterday? Do you have any memories? I remember Evil's quite well. Was that Aztec, very dark thingy? Was on the final. I don't really remember Floppy's shader anymore. Oh, yes, I do. It was the tunnel, hexagons, and the crystal things. So, who do you guys think is the favorite for this round? Kuzma, I'll start with you. What do you think?
Well, I would say that it's never safe to vote or to bet against Floppy, but I would say that from judging from the previous round, I think Evil came out of a tougher round than Floppy did. So it's hard to tell.
A lot of hard competition that he had with Newsom. Newsom did such a great job there. Yeah. Really a shame that he didn't get to proceed to the next round. Ferris, what about your thoughts? Did you get to see both of these guys' entries yesterday?
Yeah, they were cool. I mean, I must admit, I've seen a lot stronger rounds from Floppy. I think she tried something new, at least something that I haven't seen from her previously, and I'm not sure it works as well as some of the previous stuff that I've just been like floored by that she's done. So we hope. I hope she. Yeah, I'm sure we'll see something very strong from her this time.
Yeah, she did say that she had played around with the idea for a couple of days. So it sounds like it's a rather new direction, what
I
Yeah,
wonder if
which
they
I also
plan
agree.
for more than one idea. I mean, they plan for the shader showdown. They plan like 3 different shaders.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to dominate, you want to bring your best stuff towards the end, right?
Yeah.
Towards the end or towards the first? I mean, if you don't reach the final, what's the point?
If you want to
Get
come up,
upgrades all the way through.
come up on top, you need to have your best stuff at the end. You just need to make sure that your not best stuff is still better than the others, right?
I don't think I agree with that logic, but we'll probably be able to ask our competitors later on after this round is done if they follow that logic or not. Ferris, you participated on a few shader showdowns. What was your plan in that regard?
I'm not sure I'm very representative in that sense, but I usually like to wing it. I think that's the most fun, but winging it is a bit different because, like, even a couple of hours, you can't help but start thinking about it. So I think there was one showdown where I actually had some ideas planned where I did this kind of James Bond intro animation thing. I think that was in 2018. I think that was the most planned one I've ever done, and then the other ones are pretty much winging it. At least that's the way I like to do it, but I think if you want to win, you have to be a bit more prepared than that.
So Floppy has object on screen. It's
Yeah,
she started with a cylinder and now she's
That a
deforming
vase?
it. Yeah, something.
It's a
And we can
squad
see on
evade.
the screen there's also a marcher being formed, so we're definitely going to see 3D on 3D today.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
someone said that the big toilet paper. That makes sense. That's very
Very topical.
timing appropriate.
yeah. Yeah, no, and we know from what Evil told us yesterday that he does heavily prepared stuff, so he probably knows exactly what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
And,
Both of these, if you follow Floppy and Evil on Twitch, both of them stream regularly shader coding live streams every week. So they are used to doing new shaders and improvising with fresh new ideas. So these guys been really practicing a lot, and I recommend you guys to follow them on their Twitch channel if you're interested in shader coding. You'll learn a lot from watching their live streams.
is Flopin doing a flower pot? Like a vase?
That does look like it. And I think it's really fun, by the way, that that people are kind of taking this particular kind of competition very seriously, and they're kind of making it, I guess, their thing. Because it's something that's like we see a lot of the same tech that we would in a 4K, both because it's relatively simple in terms of like code complexity, so it will actually fit nicely in 4K, and it's also quite flexible. So you'll see a lot of different kinds of content, even though it's a lot of the same techniques. But it's also something that you can type relatively fast, so it makes a lot of sense in these kind of competitions. And I like how certain people have just totally made this their thing and optimized what they spend their time on and what they practice to make this the best contributions they have in the scene, as well as doing great other stuff too. But I think for Floppy and Evil, I think the shader showdowns, at least my impression seems to be that that's their kind of main gig.
Yeah.
I
So
definitely enjoy it.
we have pixels from Evil here as well.
It's
He has
sunny.
a blue background with a. Is he doing the
It's sunny outside, apparently.
revision logo?
It might be.
Yeah, it does look like revision, especially from last year.
Well, it looks like the. If you look at the stream. It
Oh,
looks like the
rotating
background of the
phase.
stream.
Oh yeah, indeed.
But yeah. Oh yeah. Flopin added rotation.
I wonder if one of you guys could explain a little bit, how do you shape objects using pixel shader stuff? Maybe Kuzma, you want to have a go at that?
How you shape them, that's not the easiest question to answer like right off the bat, but basically you generally build things out of geometric primitives that you have well-defined mathematical functions for, and then you can add deformations and stuff like that on top. So you kind of like bend space and time and things.
The continuum of space is distorted by programming.
Yeah, it's a
Flopin
bit
is
funny.
now-
It's like that spoon scene in The Matrix. You take some primitive like a cylinder, and in order to deform it, you don't really deform the cylinder a lot of the time. You often deform space. I mean, you really could do either, but yeah.
It's often easier to deform space than to deform the function itself, kind of.
Especially when it comes to repetitions.
I just noticed that Flopin also carved out the inside of that presumed vase.
Of
So
course, all the vases are empty inside, obviously.
yeah, but it's looking more and more like a. Oh,
It's not a vase, it's a pot, okay? It's a pot, it's not a vase.
That's very pro weed there, Floppy. Such a druggie.
And it's also not very
French.
Oh, it's French. Oh,
In
sorry.
French you say potte. It's a potte.
Le pot.
Vase, it's a potte.
Posters Baz.
I'm not saying the F word, so please go on, finish your pot.
Yeah.
And Evil's still doing some early stuff, still defining a few basic functions. He's working on the S-min right there, from memory, I guess.
Yeah, that's gonna be, I think, a smooth minimum function.
Yeah. It looks like Evil is not going to try and recreate the stream, which is a bit unfortunate. I actually tried to do that in a Shader Showdown a few years ago. Tried to build a Shader Showdown in the Shader Showdown shader.
Very
And it
meta.
didn't go very well.
No, it didn't.
You broke the space continuum, that never works well.
Yeah, and then lost.
So, yesterday we saw Evil have a very kind of planar, kind of very strict architectural kind of style of modeling. Now, since it's bringing out the smooth min, maybe we'll see something a little bit different.
Yep. I think that's
7
generally
minutes on the
Evil's
clock, by the way.
approach. Yeah, 7 minutes, not a lot of time. I think that's generally Evil's approach, where it takes some basic primitives and kind of puts them together to build a larger primitive, and then sort of bends and folds space around that. At least that's what I've seen a lot of his shaders in both these competitions as well as his 4Ks.
So, chat, what is that in French?
Chat, usually it's a cat. I think.
So we're gonna see a cat inside the pot.
Maybe? Chat in a pot?
Isn't
Might be true.
yeah, chat is cat, yeah. Cat and pot. We'll see. Oh, and we have some colors. Oh well, not colors, but gradients, I guess, from Evil here.
Is it
Doing
gradients
some,
or is it like a rib kind of
Spiky
thing?
pattern. I don't know.
Maybe it's a cactus. I don't know. On top inside, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's getting airs. This is gonna be airs on the cat.
So definitely a cat in a pot.
Yep.
Taking the
A
cute
cat
angle.
with face hairs. Oh my god, this is complicated. And Evil is still just doing a ball.
Yeah, but he's
He heard me.
no longer doing just a ball.
Yep.
Perfect timing there, Evil.
Wobbly thinking going all the way to infinity. I guess it's a cylinder that he's distorting a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's a similar approach where he's taking some primitives and putting together to make a more complex primitive, but instead of, normally we see like boxes and planes to build up those smaller things, but now it seems to be smoother shapes. So I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of space folding and maybe some different materials, because Evil also will typically do that, is put different materials on the primitives.
Yeah.
Really, you get this kind of like multiplicative complexity as he has more
Oh,
stuff.
and now we have a...
Added a ground plane.
Yeah.
With some kind of wavy pattern on it. It's gonna be interesting, I think. Floppy is still placing cat airs. I think she finally got the placement.
Just putting the cat in the pot.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if she can pull off a cat face in 5 minutes.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure she can.
Yeah, I think so too.
14 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Code for your life, guys.
I really like these kind of bumpy ISO lines that Evil has been doing here. It's more interesting, I think, on the ground plane than on the main object, where it kind of looks just like stripes, but I think it's a nice little touch.
And don't forget to vote. You can open it and vote right now if you think one of these guys is better than the other. Then you can update it later. Don't forget about it. Have the window open. Update constantly. Actually, DFox is monitoring the results constantly. So if you change stuff a lot, you will entertain DFox, which is important. He's in lockdown at home with Dojo. Doesn't have that much thing to do. He has a dog, he has Dojo, he has the screen. Oh, a bouncing cat now.
The cat is bouncing. I feel this is a little bit like Raving Tomatoes, just, you know, with airs.
Raving cats inside pots. I wonder if the cat's gonna be red.
Yeah.
Although the rating tomatoes were in different colors, so I guess the cat can be any color.
Yeah. She's writing an eye function now.
Yep. It's important for cats to have eyes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
French.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Viva
I
la
apologize.
France. Yeah.
Viva la France.
Lul,
I'm teaching
you
French.
Ah.
Yeah.
See, that's a clever trick.
I wonder what the French word for cheese is. Can you type it, Floppy?
No, she cannot.
Okay, let us know. Make some noise on the chat room, guys. 12 minutes, 50 seconds left on the clock. Still a lot of time for people to do stuff. Cheer for your favorite coder right now.
And Evil is cutting out some X's or something out of his object here.
Yeah, we can clearly see with the cutouts that this stripey thing is indeed a material,
Yeah.
not some like roots.
Look at that. So he took the idea from Floppy, and he also drew an eye and the mouth. So he's already ahead of Floppy. He already has the mouth going.
But he's not teaching us French, so you know.
Yeah, that's probably why he's ahead.
Oh, there's a huge eyes.
Now they're tiny. Are you happy now? It looks like a creature from Ni no Kuni, you know, the familiars. Looks like that. Or Pokemon.
Chin Pokemon.
It does have the aliasing already. What's it called? It's not aliasing. It's...
Bending.
You know when it's the shading around it? You guys know the term. I don't.
Iteration glow? Or I'm not really sure. Oh, you mean the ambient occlusion, maybe?
Yes, ambient occlusion. That's what I wanted to say. Which will probably be nice to give it a nice look when she starts putting in some colors later on.
Oh, and now I have a background. Well, solid background, I guess.
It almost looks like Evil's trying to do some kind of face.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it.
That might be a coincidence.
It would be very fun if we had two facial thingies.
Yeah, two characters.
Yeah.
11 minutes left on the clock.
Plenty of time.
Sipo. I have no idea what that is. It's also one of the distance functions because it returns a vector 3. So maybe that's not a French lesson thing.
So quick refresher for those of you guys who are new to seeing this kind of competition. This is a tool called Bonzomatic, which we use to basically just have a text editor in front of a fragment shader. And this program that they're writing live in 25 minutes is this big mathematical thing that will take essentially a pixel position and return a color. And with that, they're able to create all of the imagery that you see on the stream.
I'm going to paste you the link to the version that we're using right now. I'll come and post the Gargai's version. I'm going to post you Newson's version. Newson's version has a network addition to it so that you can code with a server and a client on a separate machine, which is the version that we're currently using for this particular live stream.
Floppy's cat is now no longer visible.
It's a dark cat.
Yeah.
It's hiding in the dark, hiding.
And we have less than 10 minutes left.
9 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. So what do you guys think of these two approaches so far? What is your favorite? I guess Kuzma, you can go first.
I think it's... I don't have a good answer to that. I still think there's too much unknown about what they're planning on doing. I mean, we can... I guess we see the beginnings of what Floppy wants to do, but I think it's still a little bit too basic in terms of colors and stuff to see the full idea. And for Evil, I'm expecting him to pull some switcheroo tricky thing soon. So I don't know what that's gonna look like. Yeah, how about you, Jake?
Travis is muted. I think he was having a little connection problems. Maybe he's trying to fix that.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, no, but I think this is interesting and exciting to see what's gonna happen. How about you, Floppy? Do you?
I liked where Floppy is going. Kind of hard to judge now because it's all black, but I found it more interesting. But Evil could completely change once he's done with whatever the hell that he's trying to do now. Like adding some motion, putting some glow and stuff like that, he could really turn it into something awesome. So I think it's going to be very close, and we're definitely on a very tight matchup. Very worthy of a semi-final, even worthy of a final, I would say. Both of these doing some very interesting stuff. Floppy's doing some 2D. Maybe she's doing her classical mixing 2D with 3D.
Yeah.
A bit hard to have time to do that though. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Be careful, Floppy.
I have a feeling that she's doing similar to what she did yesterday of like painting a 2D texture and then kind of mapping that on. And
Yeah, my guess is this is the texture material for the pot.
Yeah. Oh, and it has a little rainbow on it.
We reached the 3K viewers mark. Welcome everybody that is new to the stream. Hope you guys enjoy. Make some noise on the chat room. Tell us what your favorite is of these two contestants. 7 minutes left on the clock. And don't forget to vote. Always important.
And yes, Jake, your audio is fixed.
Yeah, great.
It's a little bit robotic, chippy. Is it just me, or is it for everyone?
Oh, I did get some now, but I didn't get it last time he spoke. I don't know.
But you can still understand it, so I don't think it's that big of an issue.
I think it's probably due to the horrible internet that exists in Hønefoss.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
Norway doesn't have proper internet.
No, just Hønefoss. It's the worst place.
Floppy trying to apply her 2D thingy into the pot. Making a rainbow pot.
Yeah. He's indeed making a rainbow pot. Oh.
And Evil still not revealing to us what he's working on. He's been typing for quite a long time.
Yeah, he has, and it's quite seems kind of complicated the cut he's writing. I can't like really fathom it.
He likes to keep his variables short.
Oh, and there.
Now everything is rotating to hell. Ah, what the hell?
I
We're
have
inside
no
a
idea.
world full of distortion background.
Yeah.
Looks kind of nice. Got some lighting to it, I guess.
The cat is now blue, or is it black?
Oh, it's a dark cat.
The blue cat, dark blue cat.
I wonder if this is a known Pokemon or something that I'm supposed to know but don't know, because I am a limited person. If anyone recognizes it on the chat, please let us know. Cats with spiky ears.
Someone says that it's spectrum colors.
Well, Spectrum has rainbow for colors, so...
Yeah. Someone says bongo cat,
And there's
Bongo cat?
5 minutes left.
Dougal, and the blue cat. I don't know. This is
What about Evil Screen? What the hell is he
just a
doing?
cat.
Trying different stuff for backgrounds, now intersecting the middle of what's supposed to be ahead.
Yeah. So with less than 5 minutes left, there's definitely some progression going on.
Starting to have some motion as well on Evil side. At least I saw something, a cloud passing by of some sort.
It looked like a little shard of something or something.
Yeah. Wonder if he's having trouble, difficulties tuning something here or not. If he manages to put it just right as he envisions in his head. 4 minutes left to code. Floppy and Evil, beware, the timer is ticking.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how essentially Floppy is going to polish her shader, whereas I think Evil's still working on a lot of geometry.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's like a spike thingy that's moving around, not just a shard. Nice.
Yeah.
Kind of spiky spaceship thing.
It's just a spike ball, people.
Now if it shoots lasers, it's gonna be awesome.
And it might actually do that.
Yeah. Evil has been doing a lot of not really laser, but like having light streaks of some sort, beams going around. So he knows how to implement them really easily. I'm wondering if he's running out of time to do that though. 3 minutes left on the clock, so you need to be careful. Oh, some hearts from Floppy.
Yeah, that's very cute.
Of course.
Yeah, so
Stealing
it
the
seems like
votes from all the Valentines out there.
yeah, it seems like Floppy is correctly in the Polish phase with only like less than 3 minutes left. I think that's a
Very cool back there.
good choice. I'm a little
like
bit.
that a lot.
I'm a little bit worried about Evil here. Like the shader is looking promising, but it kind of feels like 3 minutes is a little bit too little left to.
Well,
get this.
2 minutes and 40 seconds now.
Yeah.
Well, Evil, gotta step it up, man. Broski. You can do it. I believe in you. Soundtrack being provided by Luguber. If you like it, please make sure to subscribe to his Twitch channel. He does live streams with him playing some tea and bass tracks every twice a week, I think, Tuesdays and Thursdays, if I'm not mistaken.
Can we get some broskies in the chat to cheer Evil on?
Yeah, give the broski some power, some love. 2 minutes left. He needs all the love he can get right now.
I think you mean
perhaps
bro.
Perhaps some neons for Floppy.
Yeah.
And now I have Neon Cat music in my head. Thanks,
Yeah,
thanks Paris.
I
You're
didn't make
always
that
welcome.
connection, but that's so obvious now.
Okay, the chat is going crazy. I know you callers can see it, but we'll let you know just to annoy you a little bit more. A lot of broskies giving you some love, Evil. Make it count. 1 minute left on the clock.
The Evil has softened up his lighting a bit. I guess it's added some ambient occlusion. I guess is the latest touch there.
And there's less than 1 minute remaining, exactly 45 minutes.
Seconds.
Seconds.
You did that yesterday as
Once again.
well.
That's close.
It's okay, Nifty, it happens. I hope you do it again on the final.
Please no.
But yeah, this is an interesting round.
Yeah, I think two very ambitious ideas. Both of them might look a little unfinished in my eyes.
Yeah.
50 seconds left.
I feel like they both probably wanted to do a little more, but I like what I see.
Floppy is still working a little bit more on the placement.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Et c'est fini.
That's it.
That's it.
Down.
Fingers up the. Oh!
Evil still adding some last second colors there, but it's over, Evil. Have to let go
Yeah,
of the keyboard.
don't know if he's hurt us, but Evil, stop. I'm sure he can go back a little bit if he goes too far, but he needs to stop.
I think he stopped typing.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
stopped
no,
typing now.
I think he was just compiling as it was hitting the.
Yeah, I
zero.
think it's fine. It's not do or die. Anyways, this is the round that we have. I don't know if we have time to do a little interview with our guests or not. I was asking the organizers if you make it very quick. So if either one of you, either Evil or Floppy, wants to join us, please unmute yourself and let us know what you thought about the round.
Voting closes in 30 seconds, so
Go vote.
get your votes
Go
in
vote.
quick.
You Briskies?
Hey, Evil, what's happening there, man? You choked?
Oh, I
What was
crashed,
that?
bro. Well, I managed to do some of it, but I didn't manage to do the whole thing.
That was sad.
Yeah, it's a shame because the spaceship collides with the geometry, but it's quite nice otherwise. And yeah, the geometry, which is around the sort of mountain face, should be a bit different, so it gives some space for the spaceship. But yeah, I fucked up.
Nice try, anyways. Good effort.
It looks good still. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Could do with some fog, but
Floppy, can you hear us? Do you want to tell us a little bit more about your shader?
Well, or
Did it go as you were planning?
kinda, yeah. I'm kind of glad with what I have. I just wanted to make something like cute and funny, as I know Evil will do something brutal and. So I guess like maybe for doing some contrast.
Yeah. It's a nice idea. We were having a question that maybe you guys can enlighten us. Do you prepare like 3 whole shaders before coming to the shader showdown in case you pass the first round? If you do you bring your A game to the first round or do you save it for later?
I prepared nothing, kind of like the first round against Provoed. I just bouncing ideas like 2 hours before because I had to work until 6 p.m.
Okay. Evil, what about you? Did you have to prepare multiple scenes for the shader showdown?
Yeah, I had prepared 2, and then I wanted to do more of an improv in the final. Yeah, I had prepared this one before I had designed it, but yeah, I guess maybe it was a bit too ambitious, or I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you both guys for your shaders.
Thanks for having us, broskies.
We're gonna head out back to the main ship, as we call it, for Defox and Dojo to do the wrap-up. Thank you everybody for the participation, for your love on the chat. We appreciate it, and see you guys in the final. Stay tuned for the rest of Revision's timetable as well. So bye everyone.
Fantastic match again today.
Epic battle.
Floppy versus Evil. It's an interesting mixture between light and dark, I would say.
Yeah, but you two talk to one another beforehand, right? That's like
that's like no coincidence.
That's a cat off right there.
Yeah, no coincidences here. So this was the second battle for the semifinals. So we have our finalists.
Yep.
The first one was Cosa Ryder. Sorry.
First one was Ryder.
And the opponent will be
Madame Floppy.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Cute kittens. But still, Evil, massive effort. Awesome.
Absolutely
awesome work.
great too.
So we love it. Yeah. And with that, we are ready for our next event.